Okay, is the screen visible to all?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna create a family of window. Now window family is already provided by the system. There is a sliding window, but it is non-parametric and not of the type that we wanted basically. We saw it last time we applied it and I showed you that the window family is not very accurately given by the system. We wanted to create of our family with parameters. Okay, so we're gonna create a window family. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that in one family how we can create two different types of window basically. Okay, so maybe in one tab only I'll show you with two sliding window, and the second tab I'll show you with the triple panel or the four panel, depends on how many number panels you wanted basically. Okay, so we'll do step by step. So we'll divide into three parts. So today is the first part that we're going to do is we're going to create a simple parameters, three type parameters we'll create, type of window parameters. And that will be creating the window frames first, means the marble framing around the window, and then on that marble framing will be laid our channels, the window channel, and then the panels and the glass basically. Okay, so it's gonna be a little lengthy, but we'll divide this into three parts. Hopefully it would be easier for you to understand. So today is the first part that we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a lot of parameters so that these parameters can be controlled in all the other three different types as well basically. Okay, so let's start. So we want to create a window family. So I'm gonna click on new family option. Okay, so starting with new family. So when I take new family, it asks me to select family template. So you can see it is telling me select a family template. Under the family template folder, we'll obviously go to the English folder because we want to create a window that should be in metric units. All right. If you want to create a window in like imperial units, obviously you can take English imperial. But right now I'm going to pick it as English metric. So I'm going to go in English metric. Now over here, I'll get a list of templates. From the list of template, we want to create a window. So I'll search for metric window, which should be somewhere here. Here it is. Now we have three templates available over here of window. One is window dash curtain walls, window with trim, and just window basically. Okay, window with trim and window is our family that we can pick in basically. The window with trim means what क्या होगा कि नीचे एक trim बना हुआ मिलेगा आपको, एक ledge type बना हुआ मिलेगा आपको, stone type बना हुआ मिलेगा. That is your window trim basically. That if you don't want that trim to come, window trims. Okay, so if I show an example of window trim, it's not there in this diagram. Trims. That's called window trim. Okay, it's kind of additional out that is coming basically. Okay, so that's your window trim. Okay, so if you don't need that, don't take that family basically. And if you need that, pick the window with trim family command basically. Okay, so I'm going to take a normal window template only. So metric window dot rft. That's the family template that I'm going to pick in. I don't want actually the trim. Okay, so I'm going to pick that, open up. So we have family templates gets open. Exactly like door, we get an exterior side, we get an interior side. The width of the window is currently is 1000. That's a sample wall. Okay, which if I select this wall, it's of 200 thick. Maybe if I wanted to change the thickness to 150, I can change that, but that's really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to keep it as 150 wall thickness. You can select, you can change the wall type over here to 150 Okay, we have three types available: 150, 200, and 300. So you can pick any one of them. So I'm keeping as 150s. Okay, if I come on the interior side, that's my default sill height. That's going to be of 800 and the window height is of 1500 So maybe if I want to change the window width as well as 1500 and wanted to change the default sill height from 800 to 900 what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the family types. So in the family types dialog box, you can change the window width. I'll make that to 1500. And I'm going to also change the default sill height, which is 800. I'm going to make that as 900 basically. Okay, I'm going to click on apply. So that's done. Okay, now what I wanted to do is I want to create two types of sliding window. One should be of two panel sliding and one should be like of three panel sliding basically, for example. Okay, so I have to create two type names in the type family types. Okay, so if you can see this dialog box in the family type dialog box, this is my dialog box. You can see it. Okay, there, right? I'm gonna create a new type over here. There's a little dialog box which says new type. It will ask me what should be your type name. So I'm going to name this type as 1500 by 1500 uh, double panel sliding. In that type as 1500 by 1500 double panel sliding. That's one. Now my triple panel would be of supposingly like examplically we'll take it off a little bit more extra. So like we'll take it off. Let's take 2100 by 1500 or maybe 2000 by 1500. Okay, whatever is your parametric size you wanted to take it. So I'm going to create another type, another new type, and I'm going to name this as okay. That would be 2100 by 1500 triple uh, panel sliding. Right. Okay. So two type has been created. So we have type 1 which is 1500 by 1500 and then we have type 2 which is going to be of 2100 by 1500. Okay, so if you are taking the type as 2100 by 5100, the width should be 2100, but it is currently showing as 1500. So I'm going to change that to 2100. Okay, so the type is 2100 and the width is also 2100. So the height is 1500. So is the height is 1500. Should match with your type name actually. And if I click on apply, so now if I change this, see if I make this to 1500 by 1500, that comes to 1500 by 1500. If I make this to 2100 by 1500, this comes by 1500 by 2100. So it matches according to the type name. Now we have two types in single families only basically. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to first create a double panel sliding window. Okay, so I'm going to take 1500 by 1500 first. And very first thing, yeah, you can see the cell height is also changed. It's perfectly fine. That's 900 1500 over here, and this should be also 1500. It's also coming 1500. It's perfect. So you have two types available. So if I change the type to 2100 by 1500, and if I click OK, you can see the type changes. So it's 2100 by 1500. So we have two types of family, similar, same family file only. Okay, so let's start. We will first create the granite stone around the window first, basically. Okay, so we'll create that. So I'm going to come into create tab and going to take a form of sweep. So I'm going to take solid sweep. Right, so I pick the solid sweep action, and it asks me two things: whether you want to sketch your path or you want to pick the path, basically. So I'm going to pick the path because I already have these lines. So I'm going to take pick path from the top, pick path, and I'm going to pick this vertical path first, not the horizontal. Just picking this vertical path, right? That one, then this one, this one, and this one. So all four paths have been picked. Okay, so it's better, and now I can click on the finish mode to complete the path process. Okay, so path को finish करेंगे. अब क्या करना था कि प्रोफाइल ड्रॉ करना था of that stone. Okay, so I'm going to take edit profile, but it will warn me that you can't create profile in this view. Either you need to go in your floor plan view or your ceiling plan view or your 3D view to create that profile. So I'll obviously go into the floor plan view and click on open with, so which will take me to the plan view, and somewhere over here at this intersection part I'll create that profile. Okay, so I'm going to take the rectangular shape maybe, and I'm going to create a rectangular profile right over here. Okay, so rectangular shape profile I'll be creating. Okay, you can lock these lines. So lock, lock, lock the lines. Now you can even give parameters for this profile. Okay, so I can set a parameter for this profiles. Okay, so I'm going to take the dimension tool. I'm going to pick this sketch line and this sketch line. It's 35 mm thick. Okay, so I'm going to label this dimension as granite thickness. Okay, and it can be in type parameter. So that's their granite thickness. I can make my granite a little curve at the ends, so I don't want to make it sharp ends. So I'm going to give fillet radius, and I'm going to give a radius of at least of 5 mm. The sketch line and the sketch line, so little 5 mm radiuses this side as well, so it won't have sharp edges around the corners. Right, so we got the granite stone which is parametrically given, and now once you are complete with the profile, you can click on the finish mode, finish it off, and one more time we'll click on finish to complete. So we got the profile ready. Okay, now you can select that shape or that sweep element, and we can give the material. Okay, so I'm going to give this material some granite material. Right, and rename this AR dash. So, categorize into stone category. graphics user render appearance on करेंगे. Surface pattern करो ignore right now. Cut pattern maybe I'm going to take diagonal cross cut patterns. Appearance, we're going to pick the appearance of the granite stone. A little bit polished. Apply, okay. I can even associate this material so that I can control the stone material in the project. If you do not associate the material, what will happen that you don't get a controller of the material in the project. So I'm going to give an associate family parameter. Call this as granite stone material. Then click on OK. So you get that equal mark. It's done. Sort it out. And now if you look even in your 3D view, switch this mode to realistic or constraints. Stonework is there. And it is controllable. So like the thickness is currently 35 mm. So maybe you wanted to change the thickness. Want to make it as 20 mm thick. I can make that as 20 mm thicker, which is now not that just 20 mm thick stone is there. It's fine. Now what we wanted to create the panel frame, basically the channel actually on which the window would be there. All right, so once again I'm going to go into my interior view. Same process. I'm going to take create command, and again I'm going to take the sweep command, solid sweep command. And this time I won't pick the pick path command, or maybe I can. If I do, it sometimes does not allow me to pick the line. You can see I'm not getting to pick the line because the line is curve over here, so it won't allow me to do that. So that's why pick path won't be possible. We need to take sketch path this time, basically. Okay, so I'm going to take sketch path, and in sketch path I'm going to take pick lines options. And when you take pick line option, I'll make sure that the lock sign is on, so that the line gets automatically locked. I don't have to align and lock it later on. So I'm going to take the lock action first only, and I'm going to start picking this line. So you can see I can like pick the line. Yeah. Happening. Okay, so can't use pick lines also. So I can give offset. So we know this thickness was of 20 mm. So we can give 20 mm. Start. Pick. Pick. Sometimes it doesn't lock, so just check. No, it didn't lock it, so I have to just drag that back on me to get aligned it. Yeah, you can see does not align also. So what we need to do is we might have to give parameters from the plane to the sketch line. From the plane to the sketch line. Fine. That. So all these 20 dimensions you can select, and we'll assign the same label dimension. That would be our granite thickness basically. Right, so if my granite thickness changes, so is the path position of the channel would also change. Now, if I do not give this, what will happen? The channel path position might not change and will overlap it basically. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, and then I'm going to click on the finish path mode. Finish the mode. The path is ready. Now we need to create the profile for the channel. Okay, so again, I'm going to click on edit profile. So again, it's going to tell me that you can't create a profile in this view. You need to be in the plan view or the ceiling view or a 3D view. So I'm going to take the floor plan view, click on open with. I'm in the plan view, and now somewhere over here I can build the profile of that channel basically. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this side is my exterior side, and that side is going to be my interior side. So I'm going to quickly draw a profile like 100 mm. Get a very small thickness, maybe 1 mm. 1 mm. Fine.
थोड़ा बड़ा रहेगा.
5 mm is enough. You want to give parameters, you can give parameters also for that part. Cut for the roller. And
Same like AutoCAD.
Same like AutoCAD.
In 3D, right?
Now, point is we have to provide parameters for each and every part. So I'll give a parameter from each side. Basically, I'm going to give a parameter from this plane, actually, this plane to the sketch line. Okay. And I can label this as inside offset. The sketch line, take this middle plane and the last sketch line. That's equal parameter. Sketch line. Label this as channel. Line to the top sketch line. This we can make this as channel width. You can even give parameters to these parts as well. So we can call this as profile thickness, channel profile thickness. Full control of every parts. Give that as well. Give that as well. If you want, or if you want to create this as roller thickness, you can create roller thickness. I'll label this as a different. Right. When you can parameter this height as well. Fully designed, created, and all these are properly given. I can like again give a parameter to the sketch line and this sketch line as well. So I'm not going to give a parameter, just going to keep this dimension as lock, so that it doesn't change the thickness at all. So that will stay as 25 mm only. Change this one to come from here actually. No problem, we have a controller for that, so we can change with the profile is ready. We can click on the finish edit mode. You can see the profile, and one more time I'll hit on the finish mode. Get that completed. So we have a channel. Okay, you can select that. You can give the material. You give black anodized material or any sort of materials, maybe steel, aluminium. So channel. Gray, anodized rough gray. We can also associate that material so that I have a controller in the project. So now if you look in 3D mode, you have that channel on which my sliders would be coming in. I have the granite stone underneath as well, and this parametric, so I can control each and every part of that window, which is nice, and even the material as well. So we have a good controller of the window up till now. All right, now we need to create that panel actually. It's slide panels. Two slides panel will be adding in this. So the catch is that I won't be creating the panel in the same family. I can do that, but I'll do it on a separate file. Okay, because if I do it, it would be like too much confusing. So I need to first find out that of what length and of what height I need that panel. All right, so let's find out. So the panel would be actually coming from this tab, basically that is this second tab. Okay, this part of it. So from that plane until the middle of the object, basically there. So I need to first find, I need to give a mid reference plane actually. Oh, it's already there. It's there in the middle actually. Select. So now I can like tap it from this plane to here, 705. Okay. and the height would be of 410. So that's gonna be my panel height 1410. Panel width would be of 705 plus I'm gonna overlap it, so let's say another 20 mm would be more overlap, so like 725. Okay, so the panel it should be of 725 and the panel height would be 1410 only. And that would be one sliding panel length and height basically. So that's what we wanted to know. Let's build it, but not in the similar family, not in the same family actually. We'll build this in a separate family, in a separate project basically. So I'm going to save this file first. Control S, save it on the desktop somewhere in my folder. I'll call this as sliding window. The sliding window, because after that it will be assembled in that, so it will be called a sliding window only. Right now it has just frames, but later on it will be assembled. Now we need to create the panel and the glass. We'll load it over here, okay, and duplicate it so that there are two sliders basically. Okay, so to build a slider, I'm going to come into the file menu, new command, family. Once again, I'm going to take English, but this time there is nothing called as slider family template. So I'm going to take it as generic model. So I'm going to go and find for metric generic model. Okay. Model, open up. And what we see is this reference plane already there. I can divide into parts basically there. Okay, or I can create in one directional also, so that this reference plane can be matched with one of reference plane as well if you wish to. Otherwise it's okay, we can align and lock with the faces as well, so I'm not worried about that planes. So let's divide it 725 half. We'll do it halfway. So reference plane, that's 362.5. So in offset 365. One will go on the left, one will go on the right. Then we have 1410, 1410. Divide that into 2. That's 105, 705. Sorry. So around 705. Top 705 bottom. Somewhere here would be the alright. This okay. I did one small mistake actually. This is a top view actually. So I'll not do that in the top view, but we'll do that in the front view actually. Okay, so I'm in the front. So I'm going to directly take a reference plane. That's going to be of 1410, and that was 2.5. The left on the right. I don't need this reference level to be visible, so I can come in visibility graphics and annotate category of the level. We can give parameters to this plane, this equal this. We can call this as sliding window or slider width and slider height. So we can call this slider width. Yep. Check. ¿Ves? No tienes. Llegas un poco. Window casi llega. Ya ves, el que paint nos me la hace. Per se parameter, this would be called as slider height. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll create a profile or create a path first. So I'll create sweep, sketch a path. You can take pick path also, or you can take sketch path also. Sketch path and draw the line. This, there. Okay, you can trim these corners. Then I'll come on the finish mode. Then I need to create the profile. Okay, so again it will tell me that I can't create a profile from this view. You need to come in the plan view. So I'll come in the plan view. I'll create a profile somewhere over here. Now the profile, we also need to check that of what thickness we wanted to create. So I'll come back in the level and just quickly find out what's the thickness required. That's 57 mm required. All right. So we can go back in this build. Maybe I can create a rectangular shape only. I need to lock the sketch line. This is slider thickness, but it's coming as 93 mm. We want it off just of 57 mm. it's slider which we have already given. So like this slider. बाद में भी आप एडजस्ट कर सकते हो. Just for right now, I'm just taking this part by heart. There was a notch was there. Okay, so that notch was like 2 mm thick and 5 mm depth basically. So I can go ahead with that. It's just 5 mm in depth wise. It's 2 mm in total. So like 1 mm would be going on this side. Okay, now in this part there would be the glass would be fitting in. So that glass of like 12 mm to go in. So I'm going to create a midline from your like 20 mm of depth for that. Okay, and crash 6 mm on this side. This on the other end. I can give parameter as well for this sketch line, this plane, this sketch line. First I'll equal it and then I'll label this profile as so yeah, that's done. So many parameters we have created. So you can hit on the finish mode and one more time as a finish mode. Get the slider. Right. Look my 3D view. We have the slider, but not the glass. Just so first thing first, slider को select करके slider को भी material apply कर लेते हैं. Metal. Similar material. We can also associate that parameter so that I can have a control of the slider material in the project as well. Done. So the slider is ready. We now wanted to create the glass. Can build from the plan view. Create. I'll take an extrusion form. Create an extrusion from this endpoint to this endpoint, and don't forget to lock the lines. Lock, lock, lock. Line lock नहीं करते हो, आपके कोई भी parameters work नहीं करते. Lock the lines. Done. I can click on the finish mode. Complete. but a slight problem is that this glass is starting from base, so which I'll take the slider, drag it to that end, and don't forget to lock, and I'll slide this all the way to the top end at over there, and then lock that end as well. So now glass का thickness already आ गया ना, plan से बनाया था हम लोगों ने end to end. So glass thickness is there, everything is there, nothing need to provide a parameter at all. So now I can select that glass and directly I can give the material. We already have a material, I'll still create one. Get a blue, any tinted glass also you want to get that, like that blue reflective. Slider and the panel. So that's ready, we can save this file. I'm going to call this a single slider, or you can call this a slider as well. I'm going to call this as a slider for just slider only. Let's keep it. Let's cover the triple slider family. Okay. Yeah, now I'll load this into that family. So it comes, I'll drop it somewhere outside right over here. Now all I need to do is just align. First I'll align this plane and this line over here. Then don't forget to lock it. And I'm going to take a line, this plane line and this lock line. Don't forget to lock it. So it fits perfectly on that. Oops. Slider, exactly mapping it. We can copy it. Before I copy it, this is aligned on the plan view. Don't forget, in the elevation view it's at the bottom, so you might have to align it in this view as well.
So it is locked at the bottom.
Yeah, since we need to put it this in here. Go put it over there. It's perfect. Now I can take out a copy from the plan view. Align it, this plane and sketch line, lock.
You can move also.
Yeah, you can move as well. I'll align it. So now if I look into my 3D view, window, Right. And now if I select the slider, I come to the edit type, I have the parameters for it. But these parameters are not available in the family types.
Yeah.
Correct. Slider ke parameter is not available.
Because it is not created in
Yes,
the
same family. So I need to add that. How do I add it? If I select the slider,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, so if I select the slider, come to the edit type, I need to associate all these. So first thing first, the slider material needs to be associated. So I'll add a parameter of slider material. Then glass thickness, there's no glass thickness, add it. So this thing is glass thickness. It's too custom. And this is slider height. That is good. Slider thickness. And slider width. Okay, so all parameters are been associated. So now if I come to family types, I'll even find about slider parameters. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Now still we have not yet completed. There's one more thing we need to complete. We need to create a visibility parameter now for the channel, for the sliders as well, basically. Okay. So I'm going to select all that parts. So the channel is selected, the sliders have been selected. Okay. And I'm going to come into visible action. And I'm going to create an associate family parameter for that. And I'm going to call this
visual action on karna, right?
Yeah, I'm going to call this as double okay, or double sliding. Yeah. Right. And I'm going to take this as instance, not type. Right. And then I'm gonna, maybe if I can take a type also, let's do the type first and check out whether it's 2022 में available है कि नहीं. Take that as double sliding window. Okay, so currently this is double panel sliding window, and the visibility is enabled. Okay, I can edit this and put this in the category of visibility. go in the category. So when I'm in the double panel sliding window, the visibility status is on. But when I'll be taking the triple panel sliding window, the visibility status should be off basically. Okay.
ट्रिपल में जाओगे तो
ऑफ कर देना है, और डबल में जाओगे तो ऑन नहीं रखना है बेसिकली. Okay, तो डबल में वो दिखेगा, ट्रिपल में नहीं दिखेगा बेसिकली. Okay. So see, when I'm taking double, it's active. When I'm taking triple, it's non-active. This family is not an instance family. I've taken as type only, but now in 2021 and 2022, you can do it in type parameter also. Earlier, if you're using 2019 or 2018, sorry, you can't do visibility status. Okay, so now this is a new feature that is available to us. That's good, which means I can now create a fully function defined parametric window family, which is here. Okay, channel thickness, maybe accidentally as thickness reporting. All right. Copy. No problem. That is what we can change later.
We'll add one more copy and just paste it.
Done. Now if I temporarily create a project, or if I open the project that we were working actually, maybe I'm going to load it somewhere over here. So if I save this file and load it into my project, maybe I can stick it over here. Does come. If I switch this to the triple panel place, right, so panel, like you can see, we don't see anything. Not visible. That's because we haven't created the triple panel ka channel or the triple panel ka sliders. Nothing we have created. Only we created for the double panel basically. Okay, so if I'm switching this to double panel, take that size and it's visible also basically. I forgot to lock one of the sides. Yeah, looks like
I created one more, I think.
I forgot to lock this actually.
I think there is two.
There is two, but I forgot to lock this plane actually. So this is locked, and that's locked as well.
So plane se lock करना है.
ये plane से lock.
Middle.
Not middle. This one.
Yeah.
Side. Laps and overlaps. So here we go. So a window is there.
Now sir, अभी मेन कंस्ट्रक्शंस में कैसे रहता है, वॉल रहता है और पूरा विंडो रहता है, राइट. तो इसका सिर्फ साइज अपडेट करो, वो कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा.
It's not that kind. So if I change the size, 1200 sorry 1500 to 1400. My slider size won't reduce basically. So it's also fixed type only basically.
So I have to create
Great for 1200 by 1200 का भी create करना पड़ेगा.
क्योंकि बहुत बड़े-बड़े sliding windows आते हैं.
Yeah. So if I will change the window height, my slider height won't change basically.
Yeah, understood.
If you want to do that, then you need to create a formula to the slider height basically.
वहाँ पे fix करना.
Yeah, so slider height का formula क्या होगा basically whatever is your window height minus your channel thicknesses. And then now if you change the window height,
Window
then
height, then it will automatically change
it
the
will
slider
create
height.
a lot of parameters basically.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing.
Notch की तरह हो.
Exactly. So recommendation as you create another type basically. So generally like ideally site पे कैसा होता है कि we have fixed types of windows basically. We have 1500, 1500, 1200, 1200 or like then you have 21
For a project,
yeah 1800
they always use
yeah,
us
15
type.
types basically. So you can do that basically. Okay. Right, so that's the end of today's session. We have seen one type of window. That's the double one. Tomorrow we'll create the triple panel. So same thing, everything would be similar only. Only thing is that this time the channel would have 3 sets and 3 sliders basically. Okay, so slider हम लोग एक ही create करेंगे. खाली channel में हम लोग को क्या करना है basically उधर 3 gaps create करना है basically. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yes, no.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your family છે. Family ના single.
Hello.
Yes,
Space
sir.
भी देना था.
सर मैंने कुछ पीडीएफ शेयर किया सर आपको.
हाँ.
सर उसमें देखेंगे आपकी फर्नीचर इस तरह का कैसे मैनेज करते हैं. 2D फर्नीचर है ये और रेविट में कैसे काम करते हैं.
ये आपको सिंबॉलिक लाइन बनानी पड़ेगी फर्नीचर के ऊपर.
सिंबॉलिक लाइन बनाया गया है.
हाँ.
का सैंपल होगा सर आपका कैसे बनाएंगे ये इसका.
जो भी आप मॉडल डाउनलोड करो ना
जी.
तो उसका आप सिलेक्ट करोगे फॉर एग्जांपल. ये टेबल है
जी.
फैमिली बनाते हो.
जी सर.
एक बात तो आपको इसके प्लान व्यू में जब जाओगे इसके
जी हाँ.
ओके आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा. ये पूरा मॉडल सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा.
जी सर.
या एक एक मॉडल पार्ट को सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि पार्ट में बना हुआ है. और यहाँ पे देखो विजिबिलिटी सेटिंग्स दी हुई है.
जी सर. जी.
विजिबिलिटी सेटिंग्स में आपको क्या करना है. इसको यहाँ पे इसको डिफाइन में बोल सकते हो कि प्लान में शो अप ना करें.
जी.
तो ये प्लान में ये डिटेल पार्ट्स दिखेंगे नहीं.
ओके सर.
सो विजिबिलिटी सेटिंग्स में डिटेल पार्ट्स को प्लान कट में से आरसीपी में से निकाल दो.
हाँ.
तो प्लान में
ठीक है
आपको
सर.
क्या दिखाई देगा. सिर्फ टॉप सरफेस दिखाई देगा बेसिकली ये पार्ट.
ओके सर. ओके सर. जी हाँ. जी.
डिटेल दिखाई. फिर आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा. एनोटेट में जाना पड़ेगा और
जी हाँ.
जो सिंबॉलिक लाइन है वो आपको बनाना पड़ेगा बेसिकली.
ओके सर.
सिंबॉलिक लाइन ड्रॉ हो जाने के बाद अगेन एनोटेट में जाके आपको मास्क रीजन भी बनाना पड़ेगा उसका.
ओके सर.
तो मास्क रीजन अगर आप बनाओगे
हाँ हाँ.
तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, ये फुल्ली वाइट दिखाई देगा बेसिकली। मीन्स जो भी मटेरियल अगर आप यूज़ कर रहे हो तो रियलिस्टिक व्यू भी करोगे
हाँ हाँ
तो आपको उसका मटेरियल नहीं दिखाई देगा।
जी सर।
तो ये मास्क रीजन ऊपर अप्लाई हो गया बेसिकली।
जी हाँ
तो अगर इवन मैं यहाँ पे रियलिस्टिक मोड करता हूँ तो
हाँ हाँ
टेबल के टॉप पे मैंने वुडन मटेरियल दिया था बट वो दिख नहीं रहा
हाँ
है। एज यू
नहीं
कैन सी
दिख
वो
रहा।
प्योर वाइट दिख रहा है बेसिकली।
जी सर।
ओके,
जी
सिमिलरली अभी ये हैंडल है, ये सब नहीं देखने हैं हम लोग को प्लान व्यू में।
ठीक है
तो
सर।
हम लोग इसको सिलेक्ट करके विजिबिलिटी सेटिंग्स में वी कैन टेल दैट इन प्लान व्यू डोंट शो मी द हैंडल्स।
हाँ
ओके,
हाँ सर। हाँ
तो प्लान व्यू में अभी हैंडल नहीं दिखाई देगा प्रोजेक्ट में।
नहीं
अभी
सर।
मैं अगर इसको लोड करता हूँ प्रोजेक्ट में,
हाँ
मैं अगर प्लान व्यू में जाता हूँ
तो नहीं दिखाई दे रहा।
नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है।
नहीं
व्यू
दिखाई
को
दे
अगर
रहा।
मैं रियलिस्टिक कर रहा हूँ तो भी व्यू रियलिस्टिक है बट फिर भी
हाँ
लाइक उसके मटेरियल नहीं दिख रहा है बेसिकली।
नहीं दिखाई दे रहा।
करेक्ट।
लेकिन सर इसका सिर्फ प्लान दिख रहा है ना, कैड फाइल की तरह,
हाँ,
फर्नीचर
सिर्फ प्लान ही
वगैरह
दिख रहा है। यस,
डिटेल में व्हील्स वगैरह सब कुछ दिख रहा है ना, इतना
या
डिटेल
तो आपको सिंबॉलिक लाइन से बनाना है इसको बेसिकली।
पूरा का बनाना पड़ेगा मुझे।
यस यस ऑब्वियसली।
ओके। कुछ मटेरियल भेज देना सर प्लीज, कंपोनेंट वगैरह
यस
सर,
यस श्योर
प्लीज सर।
भेजता हूँ। ओके,
ओके सर। ओके सर, थैंक यू। किसी और का है सर, वही मैं देखा तो वही पूछा मैंने डाउट।
नहीं नहीं सर,
थैंक यू।
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम।
थैंक यू सर। बाय बाय।
बाय।